Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian on Sunday said a new leadership council has begun its work following the killing of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and U.S.-Israeli strikes, as Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi described the assassination as an unprecedented act that would make the conflict more dangerous and complicated. In a televised address, Pezeshkian said Iran would continue following in the footsteps of our supreme leader and stressed that state institutions remain fully functional despite the shock of the attack. He said Iran's armed forces would continue to strike hard and destroy the military bases of our enemies, calling Khamenei's death the culmination of years of sacrifice.
America and Israel should be aware that this attack will bring them nothing but shame. Our great nation, who are now mourning this great martyr, Khamenei, must foil the enemy's evil plans by being present in mosques and on the streets. Based on Chapter 111 of the Constitution, the Interim Leadership Council has begun work today, and with the grace and strength from God, it will continue the path of Imam, our great leader, and all those who seek righteousness around the world. Armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran are pounding enemy bases with strength and will continue to do so, and they will frustrate the enemy as always.
Meanwhile, in an interview with Al Jazeera, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi described the assassination of Khamenei as absolutely unprecedented and a major violation of international law, warning that it risked making the conflict even more dangerous and more complicated. Araghchi emphasized that Khamenei was not only Iran's political leader, but also a revered religious figure for millions of Muslims worldwide, pointing to protests that have erupted across Iran and in countries including Iraq and Pakistan. The foreign minister said Tehran had reached out to regional governments to explain its position, insisting the conflict had been forced upon Iran. If they are angry, they should be angry at Israel and the United States. They should not pressure us to stop this war. They should pressure the other side, he was quoted as saying by Al Jazeera. Araghchi maintained that Iran was acting in self-defense and faced no restrictions or limits in doing so. He said Tehran would target U.S. military bases and facilities across the region, while making clear Iran was focused on military personnel and facilities helping U.S. operations, rather than civilian or diplomatic targets. Iran has hit military bases of U.S. across the Middle East.
Sirens once again sounded in Doha, Qatar, following what Iranian sources described as retaliatory strikes against U.S. sites in the region. Video circulating online showed plumes of smoke rising in parts of the Qatari capital, though the footage has not been independently verified. Qatari authorities have not immediately confirmed the extent of the damage. Qatar's Ministry of Interior said civil defense teams dealt with a minor fire in the industrial area caused by falling shrapnel after a missile interception. Officials said there were no reported injuries. In the United Arab Emirates, Iran's Press TV reported that a CIA facility in Dubai was targeted by an Iranian missile strike. There has been no confirmation from U.S. or Emirati officials regarding that claim. Details about any damage or casualties remain unclear. In Bahrain, Iranian media outlets reported that several U.S. sites in Manama were targeted by retaliatory missile fire. Press TV said Iranian missiles struck a U.S. base in Bahrain, with footage showing thick black smoke rising from the area. Iran's security leadership signaled that operations would continue. A senior Iranian security official said American facilities would be attacked as long as they are under U.S. control. Meanwhile, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, claimed that several U.S. bases were targeted in retaliatory operations and alleged that hundreds of American troops were killed. The reported strikes mark a further expansion of hostilities beyond Iran and Israel, drawing U.S. assets across the Gulf into direct confrontation. Military installations in Qatar and Bahrain host significant American personnel and serve as key logistical and operational hubs in the region. A pro-Iranian group attacked a U.S. military base in Erbil, Iraq, according to Iran's Fars news agency. The report said the base, located near Erbil International Airport, was targeted amid escalating regional tensions. Russia's RT News also reported that the U.S. base housing part of the airport complex was hit, citing a plume of smoke rising from the area. Earlier, residents reported hearing powerful blasts in the city. No official casualty figures have been released, and U.S. authorities have not immediately confirmed the reports. Unverified video circulated by RT News appeared to show the Pentagon's C-RAM air defense system attempting to intercept incoming drones at the U.S. base in Iraq. The footage has not been independently verified. The reported strike in Erbil comes as Iranian-linked operations expand across multiple fronts. RT News reported that Iranian suicide drones were launched towards Israel via Iraqi airspace. Details on the scale and impact of those drone launches remain limited. Separately, RT News, citing Iranian media, reported that an Iranian missile struck Israel's military leadership complex. Iran's Press TV published a photograph that it said showed smoke rising from Israel's General Staff building following retaliatory attacks. The authenticity of the image and the extent of damage have not been independently confirmed. The developments mark a widening of hostilities across the region, with Iraq increasingly drawn into the confrontation. Meanwhile, Israel continues to report incoming threats, including ballistic missiles and drones, as Iranian retaliation unfolds following the killing of Iran's supreme leader in U.S.-Israeli strikes. Regional governments remain on alert as cross-border strikes, drone launches, and missile exchanges intensify. Iran has intensified its retaliatory campaign across the Middle East, launching missile and drone strikes on American military targets and allied countries. In the latest, the Iranian military once again targeted the United States naval base in Bahrain. The footage showed Iranian missiles hitting the headquarters of the U.S. Fifth Fleet Naval Base. Although interceptors attempted to down Iranian missiles over Bahrain, they failed. Bahrain International Airport was also a target. An Iranian drone directly targeted the American military installation at the airport. Bahrain's Interior Ministry said the international airport was targeted with a drone, quote, resulting in material damage without loss of life, end quote. It also said authorities were securing the area. The U.S. Embassy in Bahrain warned on February 28th that it considered high-rise buildings unsafe. The U.S.'s Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar also came under the barrage of Iranian ballistic missiles. An online video shows Patriot air defense systems working to intercept the Iranian missiles tonight. It showed the successful interception of several targets, lighting up the night sky. Earlier, on February 2, 8 people were injured in Qatar after Iranian missile shrapnel landed in multiple locations across the country, following a barrage of Iranian missiles that Qatar said its air defenses intercepted. Al Jazeera reported citing authorities. Qatar's Ministry of Interior said 66 missiles were fired, and authorities received 114 reports of shrapnel falling nationwide. Qatar's Ministry of Foreign Affairs condemned the attack by Iran, calling it a reckless and irresponsible, as well as a flagrant violation of sovereignty and an escalation threatening regional stability. Meanwhile, Iran also targeted Israeli neighbor Jordan. A fire broke out on the streets after an Iranian missile strike, according to reports. On February 28th, the Jordanian armed forces intercepted and shot down 2 ballistic missiles. The military also said its air force was conducting aerial sorties to protect the kingdom's skies and safeguard its sovereignty.